Alrighty, just a quick little video talking about the PlayStation Showcase for 2021. I'm not going to waste your time. Welcome to the good, the mid, and the bad. This is just a quick info dive of me talking about the stuff I liked, thought was okay, and was not really for me about the PlayStation Showcase for 2021. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, starting with the good, God of War 2. I mean, they ended the show with God of War 2. You kind of had to see it coming. They got to show Ragnarok off, and it looks great. The game looks absolutely stunning. Combat does look like a little bit of an increase, you know, a little bit better, you feel me? I liked how the chains are just out the gate there. If you don't know anything that happens in God of War 1, I guess spoilers, but you know, it looks great. Everything about the combat, the story is going to be really fun to experience, and my hype levels are, you know, at all-time high. I can't wait for it to come out if it ever comes out. Didn't really get a release date or anything, so I'll have to kind of wait and see, but they got other games to hold us over till then. Next up is Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac, and oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. They had Venom in there, which we all kind of knew after the end credit scene of Spider-Man 1. You got Miles and Peter Parker working together, so I'm really excited to see where they're gonna go with that. I can't wait to hopefully find out if we get co-op. I think that's my main wish. I really want online co-op or something of that nature for the new Spider-Man 2. Like, imagine playing as Miles Morales and Peter Parker, both Spider-Mans working together, using your very different abilities, maybe setting up traps with Peter Parker and using his new Iron Spider suit and stuff, while Miles is doing all his electricity things. Like, that's gonna be so fun. And the writing, I'm just excited to see where they go with it. Next is Forspoken by Square Enix of all companies, and this game finally got a story trailer along with the release date, which we got to talk about, and man, it looks great. Like, Forspoken looks super fun. I liked the combat from what I've seen, mainly due to the fact that you can combine all these different magical abilities together. I saw like a ground trip mine. I saw them do like a water attack that later froze into a bunch of ice shards, and it broke into a bunch of smaller ice shards and did a bunch of damage. That's sick to me. And the story stuff that I saw is pretty cool. I love that we have a black woman pro tag. I'm always a fan of that, always supporting of that kind of stuff, especially when it's a new IP and they're trying some new things. That's a big risk to take, and I think they're going to knock it out of the park, so I cannot wait to see it. And we got to see Project Eve, which I'm probably the most excited for out of this entire showcase. It looks like Nier Automata, Devil May Cry 5. I had a bit of Vanquish in there, and it has all the character action flourish that I love to see. It looks incredible. A little bit of a Dark Souls vibe too, or a Soulsborne kind of vibe, with the way they had the health bars and like their, you know, just the way the camera's positioned and stuff. But for the most part, I'm just really excited to see where they take this game and where it's going to go. I really enjoyed all the stuff they showed off gameplay wise, and I can't believe that was all gameplay footage for the PS5. It looked stunning. It literally blew my mind. So cannot wait to check out Project Eve, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with that title. And then finally, the one that's teetering between mid and good for me, Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm only keeping it on here because I am very looking forward to another Shinji Mikami project. He is probably one of my all-time favorite developers in terms of directing. He's made very great games that I just are all in my top, you know, of the list when it comes to gaming. Like, Vanquish is literally in my top 15 of all time. Then you have wonderful titles like, you know, God Hand, and he's also worked on, I believe, like Resident Evil 4 and titles of that nature. So he's just known for making very trippy, fun horror action games. And Ghostwire Tokyo is definitely in that vein. I'm looking forward to it coming out, absolutely, but I'm just cautiously optimistic because his last two projects weren't necessarily for me. Overall, still excited. Can't wait to check out Ghostwire Tokyo, but it's just a personal opinion. Moving on, we have the mid, stuff that just didn't really interest me. First, Gran Turismo 7. It's going to be really cool, right? It looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous, but I always remember the Gran Turismo games controlling really slippery, right? They just feel weird. You don't really have that good grip on your car, like, say, a Forza or something. It's not as customizable as I remember. Maybe that's changed, and I also haven't seen a Gran Turismo game since, like, what, PS3? So it's all personal stuff, but you know, hopefully this one knocks it out the park. I got pretty decent expectations, but I'm not going to like go crazy and get it day one or anything. I might just pick it up when it's on sale. Wolverine, kind of let down. Insomniac's kind of known for at least doing a bit with their trailers, you know what I mean? Showing us a little bit of gameplay. Remember when Spider-Man was first announced, so they showed him running through that coffee shop and all that? Like, that's kind of what I would expect with Wolverine. Maybe at least a CGI trailer from cutting some people up, and we didn't get any of that. It was just, you know, claw come out, Wolverine title card, and it ended. And that goes into our second game, which is KOTOR. Once again, I'm glad we're getting a remake of one of my all-time favorite Western RPGs. However, it's not hidden. It's not hidden. I don't really care that Raven popped up and did a little red lightsaber and we don't know when the game's coming out. Like, it's cool that it's announced, but low key, we all knew a remake of KOTOR was on its way. It makes too much sense with the way the kind of Star Wars extended universe is going. Oh, these next three are just kind of personal things. It's Alan Wake and Guardians of the Galaxy. They just weren't for me. I'm not a huge fan. They don't look that great. Throw Tiny Tina in there and also throw Rainbow Six Siege Extraction. All of those games, not really for me. I just didn't really care, and I probably will not be purchasing or playing any of them. The bad. We gotta talk. Deathloop? If I see this game at one more conference, and thankfully we don't have to, you gotta stop showing it. It was a 3-minute story trailer, which I had to skip, by the way, because the game comes out in 3 days. I'm not usually a spoilers kind of guy, but this is the type of thing for me where it's like the game drops in 3 days. I'm literally about to get my hands on it. Why do you have to spoil things? Why do you have to we know what the story is like. We pieced it together. Why do you have to keep showing new locations? Like, just let me experience it. Just let me play the game, please, please. So we're gonna kind of put that one to the side. It just didn't need to be there. Another one was Blood Hunt. I get you guys are pushing for this game, but I cannot stress enough. I've already played Blood Hunt quite a fair bit, and there's nothing about it that's hidden for me. It's just another standard battle royale with sliding and big mobility options and rooftops and map design that makes no sense and it's incoherent. And it's just going to come out and, you know, do its thing. Maybe it'll succeed, maybe it won't. I don't know, but it's not for me. And I'm kind of tired of seeing it everywhere. It's kind of like when Hyperscape was coming out. It was everywhere. I played it for a couple days and I dropped it and went right back to the good old Apex Legends and other BRs that actually control well. And then finally, we have Uncharted. I just had a bone to pick with Sony with this one. Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy getting remastered for the PS5 like hurt, because we're in an era where you could just make these games free upgrades on 60 FPS or something of that nature, and it's not there. I've checked. I think maybe now there's a 60 FPS patch for Uncharted 4, if I'm not mistaken, maybe for the single player, but I don't remember. I think it was only for multiplayer last I heard/checked. And on top of that, I don't want to pay $40-$50 for a remaster. And then for you PC heads, it's cool that it's coming to PC. I'm actually really glad about that. However, is the whole collection coming? Are we going to get 1 through 3 along with 4 for 60? Or are you just going to pay 60 or 50 or whatever the price is going to be for Uncharted 4, the last game in the franchise, and its spin-off? Like, I don't understand the logic, basically. It's great that those games are, you know, coming back once again, but we're kind of past that, man. If Xbox is out here doing full overhauls, essentially, 120 FPS patches, 60 FPS patches, new content, new textures, new updates, like with Gears of War and stuff, for free, or with Game Pass, I don't see the need for you guys to keep charging, and it's getting to the point where it's tilting. I don't want to pay for that Ghost of Tsushima stuff, man. I don't want to pay for Death Stranding twice, you know what I mean? Like, I wish we had a warning or something ahead of time if you guys were going to do that. Overall, that's my thoughts on the PlayStation conference. Overall, pretty good. How does it stack up compared to other E3 stuff this year? I mean, I guess it was arguably better, right? It had a lot of stuff I was much more interested in, mainly because it's, you know, games I really want to play. But, you know, Xbox had a pretty competitive E3 conference if you want to talk console war stuff. But personally, it doesn't matter. All good games are coming out, and that's what matters to me. Hopefully, Sony will, you know, I guess get the memo and maybe not make stuff so expensive and we'll see where we go from there, and also maybe not keep showing the same 3 games every conference. But other than that, can't complain. Everyone kind of goes through that and does that. So yeah, looking forward to where PlayStation is going in the future, and I can't wait to get my hands on some of these titles. Alrighty, so that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. It really does go a long way. I'm kind of curious what your guys' favorite game is, so let's have that conversation. Also, if you want to keep up to date with me, head over to my Twitter over in the description below, along with twitch.tv, where I will be streaming basically anything I want whenever I want. Just hit that follow, hit that notification bell. You'll know when I'm live. All right, thank you guys once again. I wish you all the best. You guys stay safe out there. Wear that mask, get vaxxed, whatever you need to do. It's getting worse out there, unfortunately, so be careful. And I wish to see you guys back in the next video. Peace.